All right, welcome to another episode of the Fatboy FadeAway Sports Podcast. First week of February here, 2021. A lot going on in the sports world. Got Casey Breyer joining us again here. Where we San Jose, Case?
We are in San Jose, man. Yeah, we're doing it live, man. Making it happen.
Brian, what's up? Back on the podcast. How are we doing? Ready to do the NFL draft? We did a little bit. We did the podcast Thursday night, but now we got the recap of the full weekend. So I thought it'd be a good time to have all of us on here. We'll recap the draft and then hopefully get into some Major League Baseball here if we have some time for it. First off with the draft, do you guys ever feel like it's overhyped a little bit? You know what I mean? Do you think it to get a little, Brian, does it get a little too hyped? I know you're somebody that likes it,
I
but
mean, at the beginning, it's like you have people like, singing and stuff. I mean, it didn't used to be like that back in the day. So they kind of hype it up a little bit too much.
it just feels a little much to me. I don't know. I don't know. Like I like it and stuff like that, Case. But what do you think? You think it's a little too? I don't want to burst our bubble early, but does it get a little too much? It's a little too hyped up.
Yeah, I mean, I love the draft. Don't get me wrong. It's like, all right, like beat the chest, King Kong, here we go. But at the same time, it's like
What?
at the same time, it's like it's the draft. But I mean, you do got 7 rounds. So I mean, the one cool thing I think when I watch this draft is these are life-changing moments for these individuals, and they've worked their tail off to get to this point. So
They all dress like they are. They all dress.
I mean, you got to dress to impress. I mean, but to me, I love the enthusiasm. I love the anticipation of who's going where,
all that good stuff.
who's drafting. But at the same time, Brian's right. It's like, do I really care? No.
I do.
3 years in the making. Yeah.
With that said, let's try to make. With that said, let's try to make the most of what is from the draft. There was some actually big moments. There's actually one that we talked about this, Brian, on Thursday. This was in case when I talked to you. This is one of the more exciting drafts that we've had in a while. Where you kind of weren't sure with about a few things. So, Brian, we got you on again. You've been, you were jumping on the fields thing the whole time. You were happy with Lance. You said, I feel like they have to start Lance. So my question is, the NFC West seems to be one of the most competitive divisions. People are saying that Lance can't go 2 years without playing football because he didn't play last year because of COVID. And they're saying, well, they should trade Jimmy G. That just seems unrealistic because then the Niners, they have a team now to win. If you start Lance, it just seems like there's just no chance in the NFC West. Am I wrong?
Yeah, you can't start Lance because the way that they did the draft is that they're building their offensive line so they could protect Jimmy G, and it just seemed like, I don't know, they're trying to make sure he has time in the pocket to make those throws.
But do you also believe the Niners? They also come across as a team that, like, Shanahan's been saying a lot of things, Lynch has been saying a lot of things, and then they go basically do the opposite. Is there a chance that, like, they're just kind of trying to get Jimmy G's stock up as much as possible?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing too. They probably want to try to get a first round pick for him.
That's not going to
or,
happen.
or a second round pick at the least.
You get a little greedy there, my man. Like a first round.
What if he has like a really good year this year? Then you don't think anybody would want to give up a first round?
I mean, that's asinine to think that. Like, come on, Brian. Like a first round pick for Jimmy G.
Did they trade a first round pick for him or a second round pick for him?
I think we ended up giving up a second round.
I think it was a second round pick as well. Case, what is your thought? We haven't got your thoughts on the Niners at all. You think that was a good pick that they made with Lance, with the third overall pick?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a great pick, but at the same time, I was like, if you're gonna stay with Jimmy G, how great. And I think many people bypass this, like Kittle, or no, excuse me, but like just having two tight ends that are so phenomenal at their positions. Like, why wouldn't you draft Pitts? I get that you're trying to get a quarterback for the future, but I mean, how amazing would that be? And like, if Jimmy G is going to be your quarterback for this year and you're Super Bowl bound, why the hell are you not taking that tight end? Because I think that would just be amazing to have that offense. With
Yeah,
most,
but we talked about it. They
I
need
mean,
a
they're
quarterback.
not going to give up 2 first-round picks for a tight end.
Yeah, it's just not gonna happen.
yeah, no, and I get what you're saying, Brian, but at the same time, though, it's like you got to draft the quarterback at that. If you're going to trade up and give that much up, you're right. You got to draft the quarterback. But I just thought about hypothetically to get that pick. I mean, to have that would be,
It seems like a lot to give up for a guy that plays at North Dakota State.
Why would you not do it? But I get it. And, for future, I get it.
It seems like a lot to give up to a guy that plays for North Dakota State that wasn't recruited to play Division I football. It's a risky pick for sure, right? Shanahan's putting a lot on the line with the pick.
Yeah, I mean, he's raw, but at the same time, he has a lot of the skills that Shanahan wants to run his
Mobile,
offense.
right?
Yeah,
That's like
and
part of his deal.
he's very accurate. I mean, I think he only had 1 pick his whole college career.
Well, he better. He's going against Division II. No, I'm just kidding. Hey, let's get into real quick the Falcons. Let's go. I kind of am intrigued by them when they got Pitts. Case they have Ryan, who is the only quarterback on their roster. They don't even have anybody else. They're going fantasy football style, just draft the quarterback and nobody else. Do you think they can actually win that division? Is there any chance to put any money on them to have that be a surprise team to win that division?
Hell no.
No, not over the Bucks. No,
There's no way, even in a football year where injuries happen or just they don't think so.
The Bucks are just
Both
way
were very
more
quick
talented.
there.
The Bucks are way more talented across the board than the Falcons are.
They are. Football's weird.
Saints too. The Saints aren't no slouch. I mean, I get it, Jameis and Taysom, but I mean, realistically, the Falcons, really, the ones that blew 5-point lead in Super Bowl, I don't have any confidence in that.
I mean, I was kind of surprised that the Falcons didn't want to get Fields because Matt Ryan's on the end of his career.
I think they just feel like he's 33 and he's a decent quarterback, and kind of maybe Casey's theory that he was thinking with Garoppolo, but they didn't have to trade up for it. So they have Julio, they have Ridley. Now they add Pitts to that core. Maybe they're kind of going with the theory Casey was thinking with the Niners, except for they traded up for that kind of pick. That's what it seems like to me they're doing. So I think that's a decent strategy from the Falcons.
Yeah.
But I could also see how it could backfire if Field turns out to be good or Mac Jones. So yeah, they were sitting at 4 and passed on those guys.
Or Tyler's theory could be right, and Pitts ends up being not very good.
Yeah, that's true. Case, what do you get? What's your thoughts on the Raiders?
Well, if we're gonna go that route, the first round, I don't know what to think. I mean, Mel Kiper.
We both don't know much about Leatherwood, right? He did start every game. He did start every game at Alabama.
When it comes to offensive line, and Brian, I heard the last podcast, we know nothing about offensive line. It sounds sexy, the big sexies, but we really don't know. But when it comes to position players, I think any person's more qualified to grade it because we run, we do all these things. But when it comes to 300-pound men, I don't know how they block. I have no clue, but
we don't know how it translates usually.
But the one thing though I do like about the Raiders, their second round pick was a Thorpe winner, and he was the best defensive back, for them for TCU. So I like that. Jonathan Abrams is
they drafted 3 safeties, Casey.
I know it's rough, but at the same time, how many points can you give up?
A lot, apparently. The Raiders could draft. I feel like the Raiders could draft safeties and quarterbacks every year for their whole life, and they would still give up third and eight.
I think the Raiders are terrible at that. However they coach it, I don't get it. But I mean,
no, they're
yeah, I don't get how bad they are at that. But I mean, their best pick was Max Crosby from Central Michigan. He was like a 4th round pick.
exactly that. And football's such a crapshoot like that. You never know like who's actually going to turn out to be good. Like that's what I mean. Like maybe Underwood or whatever they picked, or or it's Tyler called him Leatherhead,
or the Niners. The Niners took Kittle in the 5th round. I mean,
Brian, what did Tyler call him? Leatherfoot or something like that?
Leatherfoot.
I call them Leatherhead.
Leatherhead. Yeah.
No respect. I mean, Tyler. I mean, I love him to death, but
I actually believed him. He said it's so believable. I thought it was Leatherhead.
It's believable.
It sounds right.
I mean, what it is really is like Kane versus Undertaker.
Hey, I thought it was funny that in the Raiders, like when I read a lot of them, like how they did, they're like, well, the Raiders' 2nd round pick should have been their 1st round pick. I was like,
Exactly.
Hey, so real quick, then we'll move on here. Just give me a team with the team you either like or the best pick you like. Could be any time, like just any pick you like, 1st through 7. Just a team you like that did something. You don't have to explain it too much, but just give me the pick. Case team or pick you like.
I love the Jets. They did a phenomenal job to me. I mean, if Zach Wilson is the guy that they think he's going to be,
Do you think he's going to be good?
I think he's going to. I really do. I mean, they got Becton on the left tackle. They drafted a left guard who's supposedly, they traded up to get him for a 1st round.
Out of USC, yeah.
That side should be solidified. So to me, I think Zach Wilson's got a hell of a chance to be phenomenal.
All right. Okay, Brian, who do you like?
Yeah, I mean, I liked actually how the Jags drafted in the first 7 rounds.
A Wildcat.
I like what because they kind of build they build it around Lawrence.
Brian, Tyler didn't like that 2nd round pick, even though he's good, because he thought they already had too many running backs. What did you think of that? Not the 2nd round pick, the 2nd pick in the 1st round.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that was kind of a reach, but I'm just talking about later on the draft. I thought that they kind of got guys that they needed to get.
I haven't got your thoughts on Sunshine. You think he's gonna be good?
The Sunshine?
Yeah, Lawrence.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna be. Yeah, I mean, if you're drafted number 1, I mean, you're gonna. I think he's legit.
I feel intimidated, and I'm gonna say this because I feel like Brian's looking down on all of this.
I know he is a little.
I'm not sure what to say back.
And you kind of, and I feel like a little. It kind of feels even. It probably looks even weirder because you're looking up at us.
I feel like I am. Dude. I feel
you're looking up at us.
Feel like
a little bit of, and you look kind of weird, like your back's gonna hurt after this.
It is. I'm not gonna lie. I'm doing this with my fiance's.
And you got short shorts there.
What she does.
I'm not sure
what to think of this.
Yeah, no, for sure. I gotta say, Bengals, my pick. That's the one I liked. I thought Chase hooking up with LSU was the best one there. Let's take a quick little break. I'll be back with some NFL draft stories here real quick. I want to get your take on. All right, we're back on the Fatboy FadeAway Sports Podcast. Guys, we kind of did our thoughts there on some of the real part of the draft. And I'd say, like, kind of growing up, we've always done, like, the Maddens and all these other – and the drafts were important in that case. And I don't know, as a kid, the draft was a little bit set up differently, right? The Saturday was long, but we got into it because we kind of watched college football a lot more then, and you knew a little bit more of the players. What was the part that kind of intrigued you the most about watching it?
About the draft?
Yeah, Mel Kiper's hair.
I just love how Mel and Todd go back.
Todd.
But my favorite part was when Mel Kiper started talking about Evan McPherson, the kicker from Florida, and he's like, "Yeah, I've watched him and scouted him." And Tom is like, "You don't watch that. Who watches kickers?" He's like, "I watched Jason Elam and this and that, and it was just hilarious to me. I love that part, the give and take between those two. It's
Do you guys remember the video of Mel getting in the fight with like the Colts GMs and stuff like that back in the day?
30 years to the day was the draft when that happened.
Right? Wasn't the guy like he was ripping on for he wanted them to trade Dilfer, and the guy's like, who does he think he is? He's just some guy. Like,
And he goes, Mel Kiper, he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. He doesn't know this and that. And I was just like, I was like, it's so funny now just to see Mel Kiper back on the draft 30 years later. And I was just like, one of my favorites. This may be a little off topic, but
don't get off topic. No, I'm just kidding.
Whoa, what the hell? Here we go. But the Raiders selected Darius.
If Casey comes on, this is what we expect. A little off topic. Go ahead.
Darius Hayward Bay and Mel Kiper goes, this is a ridiculous pick. I had him going like 60 takes. And like, he's just like, can't even get over himself. I'm like, well, now that you look about like
he knows how to sell it. Right? He knows how to sell it. Like he'll be like, that value is horrible. Like, but in retrospect, he was saying that the Colts should have took Trent Dilfer instead of Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh turned out to be a little bit better, I'd say.
Yeah, way better.
All right, let me get to Brian quickly. Let me get what intrigues you the most about the draft every year? Because I know you like it regardless. You're one of the nerds about it. What intrigued you about it? And you don't even do like fantasy like football really or anything.
Nerds.
I mean that in a positive way. It's like me towards baseball.
Yeah, I mean, I guess what intrigues me about it is like, I would say just hyping it up all week. That gets you know, interested in it. You know what the draft is, you know.
Yeah, it matters more when your team has a high pick for sure. I wanted to go to a couple stories that I kind of forgot about, but you guys remember the 2003 draft where the Vikings, they had like the 7th pick overall and they didn't get their pick in time, and they jumped to 9 because so the Panthers jumped ahead of them, took Jordan Gross, and then the Jags jumped in front of the Vikings and took Jordan Leftwich, who the Ravens were trying to trade up with the Vikings to get at 7. But because they didn't get the card in, these two teams got them in ahead of time. And the Vikings ended up drafting 9 Kevin Williams, who ended up being a good player for them for 11 seasons. But I just thought that was a really funny draft story that it was so weird too at the time. You remember that, Brian? I remember being at your house when that happened because we're like, that never happens. That was weird.
Yeah, I mean, not getting your card in on time and keep teams jump ahead of you.
That never happened. Come on. That never happens. That's so weird.
I think that's the first time I've ever seen that happen.
I guess it's happened a few more times, but it's I guess the Vikings tried to do it to the Cardinals the year before.
Maybe that's why they give you 7 minutes now.
Go ahead, Jace.
I was gonna say it's so random, but funny fact is I looked at Randy Moss today and it came out with the Kentucky Derby like announcer, and I was like, who the hell is Randy Moss? But I was like, I thought we were like doing NFL drafts, and then it said Kentucky Derby, and it came out with Mike Tirico, this other guy, and I was like, yeah, this is not the NFL draft. And I was like, well, I guess the Kentucky Derby literally jumped over the NFL draft in like a day.
Well, on that Saturday, yes, it did, probably, for sure. They got a little bit more hype on that one, probably. So the other one too I have is the Eli Manning situation where Brian got himself out of San Diego. I always felt that one.
You didn't want to go to the Chargers.
I always felt that was an interesting one too. I always felt that was an interesting draft story that I guess it kind of worked out for both franchises, right? I mean, they ended up getting Rivers anyways in the trade. But I don't know. I just found that would be an interesting one as well. You got any other ones I might have forgot?
I mean, the only other draft I remember is like the one that Michael Vick went in with Damian Tomlinson.
Yeah,
that was one of my favorite drafts.
Yeah, that one was a good one as well. The other thing I noticed is I feel like ESPN, the SEC, and the NCAA have monopolized college football. I feel like either all the picks are SEC, they have all the networks, and it's on ESPN. Like, I just feel like it's just ridiculous, like the way they're all connected. There's something fishy about that. There's way the other players there.
But 165 players were drafted from the SEC.
Crazy.
I mean, why even bother playing for another conference?
Crazy.
Yeah, it's not the way it used to be when like you used to go to USC or those schools, and now it's like everybody goes to the SEC now.
I mean, there's always a
Crazy.
few like the Oregon tackle and a few here or there, right? Like you get the
No-
Ryan's favorite
Notre-
pick in the draft, the Northwestern
Whatever
left
Notre
tackle.
Dame does for an offensive lineman, like they should all go there because like it's ridiculous. It's like everyone that goes to Notre Dame gets a first round pick for offensive line. They had 4 of the 5 guys offensive line draft.
Are you talking about Alabama?
No, Notre Dame.
Notre Dame, yeah.
Yeah, we took one of those guys out of there.
I mean, 4 of the 5 linemen go in the draft. That's crazy.
Are they all white?
They're not all white. They're just whatever Notre Dame does for offensive linemen.
I was thinking they're all white there.
Picks, second round picks, third round picks.
I was thinking about that. Like, there's interesting things about the draft. I think about if I think about one team that always I feel like does well in the draft, it's the Ravens. I just like they just always draft somebody productive at some point.
Well, Ozzie Newsome is a genius. He's one of the best.
Exactly. The Raiders always draft somebody not productive.
And when you take a kicker in the first round.
Hey, Sebastian was a key member of a lot of losing teams there. It was we had a Hall of Fame kicker and a punter.
I'm sure Mel Kiper had a heart attack after that one.
Oh God, he had 10.
Think about it though. It's like Darren Sproles with the 4th round, Antonio Brown the 7th round, 6th round was like.
Oh, there's gonna be a lot of them this year.
5th round was Shane Leckler. There's so many Pro Bowls that go out there.
Shane Leckler, I love it. Busting out the putter knowledge. Pat McAfee, are you watching? All right, that's our NFL segment for the week. I thought that was good draft stuff there. We're gonna mix it up here. These 2 guys are gonna join me for a rare baseball segment. It's gonna be a different one. I gotta do some. We got some interesting stuff we're gonna talk about here. So we'll be back. All right, we're back. MLB segment here. Last one here. Hey, did you guys see Bumgarner threw a no-hitter in 7 innings?
Yeah, I
last
saw
week?
that.
Should that count as a no-hitter?
Give me a hard time.
It doesn't go down in the record books.
That's what I heard. It's not
Shouldn't
like
go
an
down.
official.
Shouldn't go down as a no-hitter.
I mean, I think unless you go 9 innings, then it should be considered a no-hitter.
Can he come back the next day and throw 2?
Complete BS. Complete BS.
You think it should count?
Well, if you're going to do a 5-inning rain out and they count it as a no-hitter, why the hell don't you count that as a 7-inning no-hit?
They wouldn't count. That doesn't count as a no-hitter.
Yeah, it does.
I'm pretty sure it doesn't count as a no-hitter.
It does.
I'm pretty sure it doesn't.
Well,
all right, you keep talking while we look at that.
all right.
It kind of reminds me of remember Pedro Martinez when it was on the Expos. I think he threw a complete game, but it was like a no score type game, and it went like 12 or 13 innings, and I guess it didn't really technically count as a complete game shutout.
Looking it up right now.
I just think it's asinine. I mean, if you're gonna say you're playing 7 innings and it's a full game, then why the hell is it not a full game?
I'm pretty sure that yeah, you can't. Yeah, I can't find it at the moment here. I'll have to keep looking as we keep doing
I'm
the podcast
almost
here.
100% sure.
Because it seems like there'd be a lot more than what there is now if that was allowed. Anyway, so you think it should count as no hitter? I think it'd be funny. I just thought it was an interesting thing that that he just a 7-inning no hitter. He doesn't get the chance for it. It kind of sucks. I guess that's just the way it goes. It is but it's like somebody being rained out, right? I mean, that's kind of what it is.
Oh, it's hilarious too because the Braves only got 2 hits in 14 innings.
Oh, I saw that. That was pathetic. 1 hit, right?
No, they got 2, but
It
Or-
says it once was, but it isn't any longer.
What's that?
They said they changed the rule in 1991. It's not allowed.
It used to be though, yes.
Until 1991.
Yeah, so they changed it in 91.
Yeah, so we were little puppies at that point of our lives, and they changed that rule there.
I'm
All right, so that I thought that was something interesting that happened this week in baseball.
What about remember when the Braves were blowing out the Cubs and Freeman got struck out by
Rizzo.
yeah.
Yeah, it was weird because Rizzo was like smiling before he even threw it. Like he's like, you know, I'm gonna throw this junk curveball at you that like you. And he just misses it. And Freeman's like, damn it! For the rest of my life now, you have this on me for the rest of my life.
Did you guys see when he was running them down? Rizzo was throwing Freeman back the third to second, and he goes, Frederick. And he throws the ball. They're good friends, obviously. But I was like, it's hella funny. He calls him Frederick.
That's like what I would do. What was your friend Chris say? I would call David Chappelle.
David Chappelle. Man, only a mom probably called him
Steven.
David. W.
Well, if Tyler was going to be on here, we were going to talk about the Giants, but let's not do that.
Tyler's not hopping on.
I have to say that the A's rebounded their season, man. They're actually doing pretty good this year. The way they started.
Actually, let's go the opposite route now that Tyler's not on, and let's actually talk about the Giants a little bit here. Let's have a little deep dive into it.
Darren,
they have the best record, Casey. I'm going to share this.
Can I interrupt real quick? Brian, you know the Giants. Name the first three hitters.
They always mix it up.
I wouldn't be able to name the first three hitters on the Giants.
All right, Brian, if you're smart, you'll go right back at him with Casey. Name the first three hitters.
I don't know. I don't care.
Well, you should. No, I'm just kidding.
Or Casey, name the Giants closer.
Yeah, Case, name the Giants closer.
All I know is the one that closed him out in San Diego is Melanson.
No, Melance's not the. Oh, that's cheap shot. Cheap shot. It is surprising they are off this good. Tyler always was ripping on him, but maybe Farhad knows what he's doing. They won again today. They have the best record in the National League. That is surprising. The A's, they're bouncing back. They won today. They almost blew it, and then they almost blew it again, and then they
lost those though, right?
No, they ended up winning today, 7-5.
Really?
Yeah, they made a nice comeback to come. You should check
I
out
thought
the
they were down
highlights.
2-2.
No, that was Saturday. What are you drinking over there?
San Jose,
I think you said 6 IPAs already.
That was yesterday. That's why the shorts keep getting a little bit higher.
what happens when playoff basketball happens. I gotta watch CSN 780 on Warriors.
Hey, did you guys see this video this week? I'm gonna set it up. Hopefully this won't get us kicked off of YouTube, but I want to show you this video of Bryce Harper last week. Are you guys gonna check? You guys want to check this out? Here.
He got hit
in the head.
Yeah, let me share the screen here. All right.
That was brutal.
Can you guys see? Can you guys see my screen?
It's very minimal, but yeah.
All right, here we go.
Oh man!
Right in the head. That is like, oh
wow.
I want you to listen to the announcer.
Dude, that's brutal, man. If I got hit in the face like that, I would be going blows. I mean,
Watch this, Casey. Casey, watch.
No, I've seen it. This is disgusting.
Oh, right in the face.
Wow.
Right here, without even hitting the. Oh my gosh. And then on the next pitch, here we go.
Yeah, and those were his first two pitches. His first two
Listen to
pitches.
Casey. Listen to John Crook here.
Well, someone got shot here in San Jose, maybe. What the hell? There's fireworks apparently.
Oh, I thought that was. Oh my gosh! So after those two things, they basically give both teams a warning. Girardi gets ejected for it.
Oh,
Unreal, huh? Unreal.
So John Kruk does the local Phillies games.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. No, I just thought that was brutal that he hits him on the very next pitch. He hits the guy in the back of the rib.
Well,
Right
it's his
there.
first two pitches of the game.
I know that it's just unbelievable that he just hits it right there. So, what do you think about the warnings thing? Isn't that kind of ridiculous?
Yeah,
Brian-
I mean,
Yeah,
Come on,
Brian.
Brian. You go first.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I do think it's kind of ridiculous just about the fact that the Mets had an issue with that and the bench is cleared and stuff. So, and
What do you
they're
guys think about the pitchers being crazy? Like Garrett the other day, he like struck out Rizzo down a run in the bottom of the 8th inning, and he was like talking trash. It's like, it's not even like you were ahead. It's like it doesn't make any sense. Like I'm all for like getting your team pumped up and stuff, but to me that didn't make any sense at all.
Yeah.
Hey, you know Steve Michael, the guy on the Bears that was the defensive tackle? I think he got diagnosed now with ALS. You remember him?
Yeah.
Well, you know who Angel Hernandez is, the umpire, right? In Casey in baseball, right? The bad umpire. Okay, I want to show you this video. This is a tribute to Steve Michaels because
He was a wrestler for WWE, correct?
Yeah, I think he right there. Is it or right, Brian?
Yeah.
He was he was with Ric Flair. He was one of the best. Yeah.
This guy used to play defense. Not that Steve Michaels. This is Steve McMichael, the defensive tackle for the Bears, not the wrestler.
Play for the Bears.
I don't think it's the same guy. Maybe it is.
It is.
All right. Anyways, I'm gonna share the screen again and I'm gonna show you this video of him with Angel Hernandez, just for good old sakes, if you guys can remember this. Casey, you ready to check it out here?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, here we go.
Watch you.
I saw him
This is the-
blowing
this
a
is-
kiss of the wow.
He blew a kid.
No, that is the guy that wrestled for WWE, and he was actually a linebacker for the Chicago Bears.
Here it is. Let's hear it is better.
I can't hear it.
Look at Hernandez.
I love that one. Oh man, that's one of the best. That's when times used to be so much better.
Oh, that was good stuff. Look at his face. He's like,
I love that.
I had
That
to share.
Right to
I
my
had to
heart.
share that. I had to share that just because he's, of what he's going through and the 7th inning stretch, and just I don't know, like, everybody hates Angel. That's anyway.
You know, it was part of the
He
four.
looked like he wanted to run up there and beat him up or something.
Call him
Brian,
a son of a.
Brian, do you remember he was part of the Four Horsemen with Ric Flair?
He was.
Yes.
I don't remember that.
Yes.
Well, I
Yeah.
guess since we have Brian on, we should ask
WCW.
Brian. We should segue. I guess we could just that was kind of some of the baseball stuff I wanted us to show. Try it out this week with showing video on there too. Let's segue real quick though. Brian, who is your favorite wrestler of all time?
I would say Bret Hart.
And why is that?
I followed him since I was a kid, and I think he's the best wrestler of all time.
Even over The Rock. The Rock's the most
Yeah.
entertaining of all time.
I think he's the best.
You
Have you heard of the Montreal screw job?
No,
I know you're gonna laugh, but
not Montreal. Screw
no,
John.
you should watch A&E. They got a great documentaries going on for WWE.
yeah, I heard about it.
Bret Hart was one of the guys mentioned by Roddy Piper, and he had passed away, unfortunately. But he was one of the guys that actually passed along his legacy to Bret the Hitman Hart.
Did he die wrestling?
He didn't die wrestling, but
He fell, right?
He definitely had some issues due to that.
Okay, but he wasn't the guy that fell then, Brian?
No, that was Bret Hart's brother, Owen Hart.
He died doing that though, right?
Yeah, it was
Casey-
some stunt that they did, and it didn't go right. And
Didn't go right.
yeah,
Well, who was your Casey? You were the one that always got it. You were the one that got into wrestling with the WCW at the beginning, right? With Sting.
I love it. Yeah, no, people always say it's fake, which it is, and it's a reality show.
It is fake. I love how you said that, though. I love it.
It's a real deal, man. I don't care what anyone says.
They
man.
are athletic, no doubt about it.
They put the body on the line all the time, man. That's
You still watch it?
that ain't easy work, man.
You still
I
watch it?
respect the hell out of them for doing what they do.
You still watch
yeah,
it?
I still watch it. Yeah,
Do you still watch it, Case?
Absolutely.
Do you guys only watch? Is it only Raw you watch, or do you guys watch those other ones now too, like AEW? Brian, you.
I watch SmackDown as well. Friday night SmackDown.
So you guys are really into it then, still.
Yeah.
Who's the top of the guy now?
Roman Reigns on SmackDown. He's probably primary. He's the number one, and then Seth Rollins fell off. But Monday Night Raw.
I really like Drew McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre.
Why, not a fan of Drew?
The Scottish Warrior. I don't know him and Sheamus. I'm not into that rivalry right now, but I
think he has the best finishing move where he gives you the Claiborne kick to the head.
I agree, but Daniel Bryan did just get exiled from SmackDown this Friday, and
Yeah,
Roman Reigns. So
Who's this?
that's
Daniel
Drew McIntyre.
the Scottish, the Celtic Warrior.
Who's the guy you said, Casey? Roman Reigns?
Well, that's the Celtic Warrior, but
This guy?
There's
Yeah.
Roman, right?
yeah, but Roman Reigns. I mean, I love Roman Reigns though because he's come from so much, man. He battled leukemia, came back. I mean, people always think these guys are just a joke, man, but these are real people, man. They put
But it's
in,
the storylines that get you. It's not the real people that get you. Other than that, at the beginning,
Because
right?
I mean, it's pretty much just scripted.
So what storylines are they doing right now? What's the big storyline right now in wrestling?
Well, they
Brian,
have the pay-per-view coming up pretty soon.
What's the pay-per-view, right? What's the main event?
It's Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre for the
Who the
for
hell
the
is Bobby
title.
Lashley? Who the hell? You're speaking Japanese to me. I don't know this guy. I gotta look him up.
MVP back, which I hate. I don't understand. I love him.
He was a former Extreme fighter, and he's been part of WWE, and he came back. So
See, Brian, I love this because I'm gonna actually talk to you about like someone that enjoys the number one most viewed sport in America. And no one else gets this. I don't get it. Like no one else understands it. Like it is the number one most viewed sport in America. I don't
You
get
just
it.
said it. You
I
just
feel
said
like we
that.
should
You
have
just said it's the
Adam
most
on
viewed
right
sport, so everybody must get it.
Well, I mean, you guys don't. But like,
Well, yeah,
America,
I don't get
do
it.
these
I
podcasts.
don't like it as much.
but everyone always makes a joke of it. Like these are real people. They're doing acting. It's tough. It's like NFL. Like these guys make a living doing this. It's incredible to me for me to watch.
Yeah,
Even
you
at
sound
34.
like you're gonna cry over them. You sound like you're gonna get emotional over these
I
guys.
get it though, because it's tough to see like
Get a
falls
room with the
tribulations
wrestlers.
of these
Get a
guys.
room with these guys.
Say what you want to say, but me and Brian.
I don't know if I get that emotional about it. But
Brian, what's the? I used to like the guys. The guy I used to remember it was the guy I used to think was great was Scott Hall, just because of his block.
There you
Yeah,
go.
he's
He had some good
retired
matches
now.
too. He had some good matches, and then of course Steve Austin. I was a big Steve Austin guy back then, and then Sting for WWE.
Yeah, he's
Because he
actually
was always in
working.
the rafters and Sting. He's in the remember that episode,
He's
Casey?
actually working
I
for
love it. I mean,
AEW now.
Who is he
Brian,
working for?
Brian,
AEW.
Oh yeah. I saw that.
hey Brian, have you been watching A&E History Channel? They've had documentaries on Stone Cold,
You
Roddy
mentioned that.
Piper, and then this Sunday, they're gonna have Macho Man Randy Savage, and they had Andre the Giant. To me, it's this isn't just a joke, man. That's a legacy. What we grew up, what we grew.
They're legends of the industry.
Yeah, exactly. I love it. I can't get enough of it.
I appreciate your small, just how emotional you're getting about it. It's actually making me want to watch maybe an episode about it here. Sounds like you're getting a little excited about it. The shorts they're creeping even higher as we're talking. I'm getting nervous. So you're getting emotional about it. I just thought it'd be fun to talk a little wrestling with you guys. Maybe when Tyler's on here next, and Adam will, the five of us can jump on and talk old school wrestling. I could hang with you guys a little bit more and that stuff. Maybe not. Maybe I'll have to watch a few episodes to hang with you on the newer stuff.
Dan,
I know Rick Stewart always borrowed Adam's wrestling videos.
Oh yeah. What?
that man's been the best one of the night.
What are you doing? What are you giving somebody's dirty laundry away? Are you giving?
Hey,
I never liked Rick Stewart. I thought
You
he
be talking about wrestling videos like that.
yes, Daniel Bryan for that one. Yes.
Wrestling videos. I love it. Yeah, what was it? The Rock. The Rock. Yeah, I like that one.
What's your favorite wrestler, Darren?
I said it. I said I like Sting and I like Scott Hall.
No, your favorite.
Scott Hall. And I like Steve. You know what? It'd probably be Steve Austin. He was probably my favorite. I like the Stone Cold Stunner. That was a good one. And then the guy that always captured my imagination. You know who I'm going to say? I think I've said it before on here. Is Kane and Paul Bear. I don't know. He freaked me out when I was young. I was like,
is Kane's the mayor now?
Of what?
Yeah, he is.
Minnesota.
Brian knows. He is the mayor.
It's not Minnesota, but it's I think it's a city in Nebraska.
I always used to like the steel cage matches.
Yeah, those were the best ones. Shane McMahon used to do those.
And I never understood the guy with the three personalities. That one never made sense to me. I never understood how that worked. Like Dude Love, Mankind, and what was his third one? Human Jacket, Cactus Jack, something like that.
Cactus Jack.
Human Jacket.
I always thought Tyler would have been a good Paul Bear.
Oh, that's an insult. Oh no.
We end the show on it with a cheap shot.
A cheap shot right there. That's usually Brian's role of things, is to end with a cheap shot of things. All right. Well, I'm glad we get a little wrestling in there as well. Entertain people with it. Guys, thanks for joining me on the podcast this week, and we'll do it again here shortly. And have a good week, Casey.
All right.
Out.
All right. Later, guys.